Well, the good news is that we are going to have a fall 2020 Big Ten football season. The bad news is that we have a couple of casualties of war. I'm thinking specifically about Dylan McCaffrey and Nico Collins. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions. Hold on a second. There we go. And this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, football video, we got some good news a day or so ago that we are going to have football in the Big Ten this fall 2020 season. It's going to be an 8-game schedule, which I believe is set to kick off right there in the middle of October. So the teams have a month to open up camp and get ready to play. And it sounds like the Big Ten is going to be able to send a representative to the college football playoff, assuming all of this goes off without a hitch and to the end regarding the coronavirus. But the NBA has been able to do its thing, the NFL has started, the WNBA has been going, and sports have been going around the world in terms of, I believe soccer has been able to go as well, albeit without fans in the stands. So I hope that going forward, our Big Ten teams are able to play. I hope that they at least let some form of the bands in there, because that is a major part of the college football experience. So I read something on the Michigan Athletic Department sent an email around yesterday saying that fans won't be able to go into the stadiums. But I'm hoping that they'll at least have the bands in there, maybe at a higher level or sitting at one of the higher levels, and so they can play the fight song and those kinds of things, because that's part of the experience. But as we got news of the season going forward, we also got some bad news. And there has been, just like at the pro level, there has been some player attrition, and as I called them in the intro, some casualties of war. So in this video, I'm going to talk just a little bit about Dylan McCaffrey and Nico Collins. And so it sounds like that, well, before COVID hit, one of the speculations was who the starting quarterback is going to be. And it was down to Dylan McCaffrey and Joe Milton. And it sounds like that Joe Milton has won the job. He's got all the physical measurables. He hasn't had the chance to play much and prove himself, but it sounds like in whatever competition they had, he set himself apart that much from Dylan in terms of winning the job. At least that's how it seems to me. Now, I was doing some reading before I shot this, and it sounded as though part of what has made Dylan transfer is the whole business with the Big Ten wanting to suspend and postpone the football. So I'm looking at you now, President Mark Schlissel. Your position on this is what, in part, I know that based upon that article, your position is what, in part, made Dylan decide to transfer. A lot of the kids felt like, you know what, we want to play, we've been preparing for this, and even in spite of the virus and the potential danger, we want to play, let us play. And it's been rumored, and it's even been reported, or at least believed, that many of the Big Ten presidents wanted to put the season on ice to spite and to hurt President Donald J. Trump's chances of getting elected. So politics very much colored this whole thing, in addition to the health concerns, and that's got a lot of people a little bit unhappy and bitter. And I don't believe that those politics should have come into this whole thing because the cost was too great. So another part of this regarding Dylan McCaffrey is that I believe that he is a casualty in a way of Jim's decision to bring Shea in. I believe that, I know Jim and his staff were under pressure to win and under pressure to beat Ohio State. But I believe that Dylan and Joe perhaps should have been given a chance to win the job 2 to 3 years ago. Shea was brought in the year of the Revenge Tour, 2018, and so you know, my buddy Aleem Abdul-Gaines was clamoring all year, the previous year, when Brandon Peters got the start, and when Brandon Peters and John O'Corn were going back and forth. That was the year that Wilton Speight got knocked out. But my buddy and probably other people, there were rumbles that Dylan McCaffrey should be given a chance to play. And when Jim, arguably Joe and Dylan and all the guys should have been given the chance to start that year, Shea came in for the Revenge Tour. So, you know, and this is one of the other unfortunate parts of athletics. You're not only, even before the teams take the field to battle each other, there's competition within the locker room. And even if you were the starter or the next man up from the previous year, if it's done right, the players have to compete for those positions every year. You want to put the best players out there, and in a way the players should be pushing each other and sharpening each other. And that's something I didn't understand in my little short stint in high school playing athletics. But ideally, that's what you want. Every player should earn their job. And so I can imagine there was talk of Joe winning the job even before COVID took really knocked things over. And I could see Dylan just maybe being a little bit jaded with not getting the job since he was Shea's backup the last 2 years. But the question was also, if Joe didn't get the start, what was going to happen to Joe? So I can see with Joe separating himself, I can see Dylan, especially with the COVID and the politics with President Schlissel and the Big Ten and Kevin Warren, he probably has aspirations to play pro. So I can see him wanting to go somewhere else and having the opportunity to show his talent and show what he could do. So I wish Dylan McCaffrey good luck. He had a strong arm. He was mobile. He was tall. And in sports, sometimes things like this happen, even without COVID, even within locker rooms. For the quarterback position, there's a winner and a loser. Now, the other player that we're losing, which I'm very, very disappointed about, is Nico Collins. And this is a hard one because Joe Milton could have really used this target to throw to. And when I look back at Nico's career in the Maize and Blue, I think that it is also mired by Jim's quarterback decision. and even Jim's quarterback, even Jim's play calling, Jim's quarterback's decision and his play calling. I'm thinking specifically about the Ohio State game in 2018, which would have capped off the revenge tour. You could look over to Steve Dace's podcast on that game. It was very, very funny in the aftermath of that sobering game. But during that game, Jim chose to try to wear down Ohio State's defense with Karan Higdon in the run game, as opposed to exploiting his advantage on the outside with Nico Collins and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Tariq Black, who was just back as well. Zach Gentry was our 6'8" tight end. He dropped a touchdown pass as well. But Jim's conservative play calling, I think, very much cost us that game, in addition to Ohio State shredding our defense and shredding Don Brown's Viper scheme in that game. But that was a game for Nico and the other skill position players to shine, and because of Jim's play calling, they did not get a chance to shine on the biggest stage. A win there changes the future for everyone going forward. And then last year, with Josh Gaddis coming in and attempting to implement his speed and space, they say that when a new offense comes in or a new offense is implemented, there is a bit of an adjustment period. There were also stories of Shea not doing everything Shea needed to do to be ready to make that jump. In my opinion, is that for that entire season, for most of that season last year, I think Nico Collins was underutilized. I think that there were numerous deep balls, there were opportunities for deep balls that should have been thrown to Nico. I think Nico should have been the #1 option on most of those plays last year, and I think he was the one player who could have made the defenses adjust, and I think that he was the one player who could have changed the fortunes of the offense that season and for the entire team. But he was underutilized. I don't know why. I don't know if that was Josh Gaddis doing that. I don't know if Jimmy was putting his hands in the whole thing. And I don't know if that was Shea just not looking Nico's way. But with COVID-19 and with all the political gamish and all that garbage going on with Schlissel and Kevin Warren and not wanting to get Trump reelected, I guess, in the totality of it, Nico decided, I'm just going to go and start getting ready for the NFL. And I read an article just now before shooting this video that he signed with Drew Rosenhaus. So he signed with an agent. In the article, it said that the staff will probably try to reach out to him one more time to get him to come back. But if he's already taken benefits, then he can't come back. So it's highly likely that Nico Collins is gone for good. So I'm going to stop this video here. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. I know one other name that we've lost is Ambry Thomas, and there was a sophomore offensive lineman that we lost as well. I'm going to leave any articles I find on this in the description box below. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is my first Michigan football video for this season. Again, look out for live streams after the games. Go Blue. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.